Welcome to our channel. Our goal in creating this is to help people find their way from the psychological level to the spiritual level to access self-actualization and ultimate freedom, joy, and peace. If you enjoy what you hear, please like and subscribe and spread the word. We appreciate it. What's the difference between individuality and personality? Our personality is formed after birth. It's subjective to our personal experience. And so it may shift or mold to different circumstances we have, especially in the first 20 years. That's when personality is really forming. And so in popular child development studies, you can see that those first 3 years, the first 7, and then those first 18 are really pivotal and very important for people to build a sense of self, their self-worth, their self-value, their confidence. And so in my practice, when I see that there's been a trauma or a wound or a situation that's happened in those early years, specifically the first 7, it impacts the personality. It impacts how they show up in later years. So it can be how they show up with others, an intimate relationship with their bosses or employees. It can show up in how they relate to themselves. It can change their core beliefs about what they think is possible or what they believe they should do. And so the personality is hugely impactful in the work that we do at Clarity Veil because it's starting to bridge this idea of psychology and spirituality, because spirituality involves the individuality. It's that capital S self that you're born with. And anyone who's been around kids knows that they just come out who they are. And there's a purity to that energy that we can feel and sense. And so as they move through life, as they're shifted and shaped, molded by society, attachment givers, caregivers, school teachers, etc., you start to see that individuality start to fade. And so the personality really needs to be looked at. This is where we have masks of perception that ultimately limit who we see ourselves as. So the psychological work then bridges to the spiritual work, and that's when we get someone connected back to their individuality, back to the highest version of themselves, the most complete version of yourself that you can experience. And that's when the magic really starts to happen. That's when you start to feel that ultimate freedom, that peace, that joy, that fullest expression of your highest truth. So remember, personality is based on your subjective experience throughout your first 20 years. It's limited, and it's where most of our problems come from. Individuality is pure. It's based purely on spirit. It was that highest self that came out in our essence right when we were born.